June.
Oh,
June
see,
7th.
you got the months mixed up.
June 7th.
Okay. That makes more sense. That's the Puerto Rican Day Parade and all that kind of stuff up in New York. Okay, that makes more sense. When you said January, I'm like,
What are you
damn,
talking about?
April negotiating a fight for January. God damn, they need eight months to get ready.
That was cap.
Who
That
need
was
that
cap.
long?
That was cap. Oh man.
That's a good fight. I'm impressed with Keyshawn Davis wanting to deal with a puncher like that, especially one that gave Shakur some trouble. So I'm impressed with that.
Right, right. What do you when you hear that fight, right? What do you feel like it means? Because
What do you
it
mean with it?
what yeah, because I mean Keyshawn is the champion. He doesn't need to give Edwin de los Santos a shot. But in the same time, it's like Keyshawn Davis is trying to show he's the best. He's trying to get in there with Tank. He can't get in there with Shakur. Is this the fight that measures up if, hey, for the people, a statement fight type of deal?
Yeah, it does, because Shakur struggled with him. Yes, it does. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, you know, they whole performance. You see how me and your faces side by side on these interviews? They whole performance is side by side like that. So Shakur struggled with him. If Keyshawn could stop him or beat him more convincingly, it would give his status more credibility. So yes, I don't know who thought of that or who, thought of the fight or thought of him as an opponent, but this is definitely going to be held next to Shakur's performance of him. Yes, that's how it works. And if he outperforms Shakur, then he's going to get more clamor, and people might, well, Keyshawn might be the guy. You know what I mean? Top Rank is smart. That's a smart move. But De Los Santos is a dangerous puncher.
Right, right.
That's cool.
Stylistically, who would you favor in that fight?
Keyshawn by decision.
By decision.
Mhm.
So we
I don't
win.
know if he,
Yeah.
I don't know if he could take too many chances. That boy's sharp. De Los
Oh,
Santos is sharp. He powerful. You could tell through the TV screen that them punches got some kickback.
yep.
He punching, bro, and he's fast. Now he don't have other things as far as like small nuances and the boxing ability to be able to set certain things up. But just raw speed and power and reaction time, he's fast and he's very, very, very powerful. And he's a southpaw, so it's coming from a different angle. Keyshawn probably wouldn't be able to take the crazy chances that he took against the Ukrainian guy that he just beat for the title. So I would say Keyshawn by decision. I don't know if he wanna. That boy punching. Trust me, I know he came down to Philly a couple of times. He cracking. You gotta be careful with him. He can
Big,
knock you out.
big facts. Big facts. I like the fight. Um, do you feel like the 2-year layoff could that be a big problem for Edwin de los Santos coming into this fight?
There's always could be a problem because you don't know what somebody's been doing for two. Fighters say they could be in the gym and they say they doing stuff. Bro, very few fighters like can train like they have a fight when they don't have a fight. It's just certain kinds of disciplines. Guys, nobody ever admits that they drink alcohol, but most fighters do. Alcohol screws you up. You know, before fights, most guys abstain. Not all, but a large percentage of guys abstain. When you don't, you're screwing like a chicken. You know what I mean? They got a right to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Um, weight, diet, all those things is different. Your body reacts to certain things because of certain things that you're doing. That's why it's called having a camp. So I don't know what he does in his spare time. I have no idea, but sure it can have an effect. It's that they're human beings. You know what I mean? Like they're human beings. So I'm sure he's not walking around eating baked chicken and string beans and a little bit of rice and lemon water for the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to see.
Bruce Shushu Carrington scores an early knockout, calls out Coolboy Steph and Nick Ball. What do you think? Do you think it's that time for Shushu Carrington right now? He's 28 years old, doesn't have too many fights, but is calling out all the champions.
Yeah. Sometimes when you don't keep stepping up, you could get stale. And he is 28. If he was 22 or 23, it'd be a little different. But he is 28 and he's a featherweight. So win, lose, or draw, I think the kid wants his shot. And if I'm not mistaken, he's a high ranking or number one contender. Give him his shot, and let's see what happens.
Who would you like to see him mix it up with?
I don't have a preference. You know, whatever. I'm not his matchmaker or his manager or anything like that. He's a good fighter, but I think he deserves a shot. You know what I mean? You don't have to have 30 fights at featherweight to get your shot. If he's earning his way up in the rankings, staying active, and he's winning fights impressively, get a guy a shot and let's see what